In this lecture, we speak about the physiology of back pain. There are a number of factors that have been implicated in the genesis of back pain and disability that can be used to determine whether a pathological process seen on imaging studies is associated with symptoms experienced by patients. Certain of these factors are based on epidemiological studies, while others are based on clinical findings and physiological tests. Pain in any structure requires the release of inflammatory agents that stimulate pain receptor and generate a nociceptive response in the tissue. The spine is unique in that it has multiple structures that are innervated by pain fiber. Inflammation of the posterior joint of the spine, the intervertebral disc, the ligament and the muscle, meninges and nervous roots have all been associated with back pain. All these structures, soft structure and hard structure and nerves, these tissues respond to injury by releasing a number of chemical agents that include bradykinin, prostaglandin, leukotriene. These chemicals agents activate nerve endings and read nerve impulses that travel to the spinal cord. The nociceptive nerves in turn release neuropeptides, the most prominent of which is substance. These neuropeptides act on blood vessels, causing extravasation and stimulate mast cells to release histamine and dilate blood vessels. The process of inflammation, as we know, the mast cells also release leukotrienes and other inflammatory chemicals that attract polymorphonuclear leukocytes and monocytes. These processes result in the classic finding of inflammation, which tissue swelling, vascular congestion, and further accumulation of painful nerve. Here we find the symbol the spinal pain. Injury to the spinal tissue results in the release of inflammatory agents, stimulating impulse travel to the spinal cord and connected to the neuron, which is impulses to the brain via the brain stem. There is a spinal cord modulating system in the spinal cord, which interact with other affective input and descending modulating pathway from pre-aqueducti, gray matter, and other brainstem nuclei. In the brain, spinal cord, here the tissue injury, histamine, mast cell, and here the ascending sensor pathway and the descending modulating pathway. The pain impulses generated from injured and inflamed spinal tissue are transmitted by nerve fiber that travel through the anterior nerve from nerve innervating the extremities and posterior from the dorsal musculature primary division of the spinal nerve and through the posterior nerve roots and the dorsal root ganglia to the spinal cord, where they make connection with ascending fiber that transmit the pain sensation to the brain. The spinal cord and the brain have developed a mechanism of modifying the pain impulses coming from the spinal tissue. At the level of the spinal cord, the pain impulses converge on neurons that also receive input from other sensory receptors. This results in changes in degree of pain sensations that is transmitted to the brain through a process commonly referred to as gate control system. The pain impulses are modified further through a complex process that occurs at multiple levels of the central nervous system. The brain releases chemical agents in response to pain known as endorphins. These function as natural analgesics. The brain can also block or enhance the pain response by means of descending serotonergic modulating pathways that impact with pain. This modulation serotonin by estrogen level, and this diagram simplified as we mentioned before. This is a neurophysiological pathway. A few of these neurotransmitters responsible for spinal pain injury to the spinal tissue result in the release of inflammatory agent, stimulate nerve ending, impulse travel to the spinal cord. Here the impulses. Impulses travel to the spinal cord and connect to the neuron, which send impulse to the brain via the brain stem. Here there is a spinal cord modulating system, spinal cord, which interact with other afferent. Here the descending modulating pathway, different and descending defined pathway from very adequate tactile gray matter and other brain stem nuclei. Thank you. This was the physiology of the back pain and the contribution of the neurotransmitters and the modulation of the brain from the brain by both endorphin and modulating pathway, and we will speak further about these points. Thank you.